All right, so we talked about the angels of the four corners. Let's talk about the actual archangels. You can call on Archangel Michael for protection. He is there anytime you need him for help, especially if you feel like there's something very malicious around or low vibrational that you want gone. He will come and help clear them out. And just like the Archangel meditation, all I've ever done is just say, I call on Archangel Michael for protection. And that's it. And you will feel the energy rise when you call on him. That's what he does. He helps us with protection and some other things, but most people know him for his sword and protecting us. So if you get into a situation where you think you need more protection, you can call on Michael. Now, I don't call on Michael all the time in my practice. I only call on him when I know I need him. When there's, you know, uh, enemies at the gates, so to speak, and I know I need his help. And I will call on him, and he will come down, and he will help clear things out. And if he at times comes down and looks around, and you can feel him like peering in, so to speak, looking around, and then assessing the situation, going, "Oh, I don't need to be there," and different angels will pop in and stick by you, and he'll send if he is like, "Oh, this isn't a situation I need to be involved with," he will send others to be at your aid. So you can call on Michael too. Again, I don't do that all the time because it's kind of like you don't call in the big guns unless you need the big guns type of thing. But for those of you experiencing a lot of low vibrational issues, a lot of negative entities, malicious entities, you can call on him for added help. Now, then there's Gabriel, and I'll be very honest. I don't know much about the Bible. I went to church twice when I was a kid, and in those two times of being at church, maybe actually probably a few, I should say, I've been to church twice that I remember. And I know there was a babysitter who used to take us, but I don't remember it because I was too young, and that was a traumatic period of my life where I don't have a lot of that memory. But the two times I remember walking in and being like, I don't like it here. I could feel the energy of hypocrisy and other things in the church community. Not necessarily that the church itself was energetically bad or anything. I've been to a lot of churches that have angels standing around them, and they're fine, but the communities inside, that's another issue altogether. So I never felt called to go to church. My family didn't go. And every time I went, it just didn't sit right with me. And I have past life issues around that too. But then in my early 20s, I started learning the protections and learning about the angels and how you can call them. And so what I learned is kind of what I said before in the last video, that you can call on the angels of the four corners for protections, and that there were far more angels than just the archangels that people normally talk about. But if you're having really strong, or if you're having issues with some being and you need added help, you can call on Michael, and you can call on Michael, and he'll come down and help clear it out. But then there's Gabriel, and Gabriel, I don't know the biblical meaning of him. I think I read once a few weeks ago that he's like the closest angel to God or something of that nature. But Gabriel is like, you really, really need help and Michael can't do it. That's when Gabriel comes. Now, I have never called on Gabriel that I can remember. But what has happened is, as I've been able to open my vision and see beings around, I've had times. One of those times was driving back from Louisville from a convention, and Michael dropped into the back of my car with Gabriel. Both of their energies dropped in, and I just went, uh-oh. And I was like, what's going on? And they're like, it's okay. We're going to be with you, and we're going to ride with you until you get home to make sure you're safe. And then we're going to have to clear some stuff out. And so they stayed with me. We got home, and I found stuff in my home that had come because my mom had been coming in and out, and it had opened. My home is a fortress, but if you open a drawbridge and let somebody in and something's stuck to them and attached to them, it can come in and through their field. So something had gotten in through that means, and Michael and Gabriel were there to energetically make sure I got home safe, number one, and that when I got home, I was able to take care of what was in my home. Now, again, I don't call on Gabriel, I call on Michael, but as you do this work and find yourself raising in vibration, you may see angels bringing other angels when they need to, when they feel the need. If you need healing, you might be calling on Michael, and Michael might go, no, you need to talk to Raphael or one of his students, and they'll bring them. So that's the whole point. You can call on Michael for help, for added protection, just by doing the same thing of, saying, I call on Archangel Michael for protection and help, or whatever it is you want him to potentially do. And then understanding that they can switch angels out, that they can bring others with them, and not being afraid of that. If you call on their help, they're going to give it to you, but their help might mean them going, we need this angel, or you don't need us, you need these other ones over here, and that'll be plenty. And they'll send whoever you need. So add that to your toolbox, your checklist. Add that as a method you can use in the future. Provide in the case that you have any issues or anything like that, and you'll have that added angelic help. And it does not matter if you're Christian. It does not matter what religion you are. Angels do not adhere to religion. They are a realm, world, vibration of beings who have a purpose and have intention, and religion just took them and used them for their own. So they're here to help everybody, no matter who you are. Thank you for watching. I love you all, and I'm grateful for all of you.